All right, this week I've been working on my course on how to play any guitar chord. So this week I'm going to show you an excerpt from this course. This is an example of how you should be able to take a look at chords and be able to recognize the intervals and be able to assemble in your mind what are the notes of any chord. What I just played was from a book called Mickey Baker's Complete Course in Jazz Guitar. And this is a book that I got back way back a long time ago. And it's a book that a lot of people have used as the, like the book for jazz guitar back in the day. And what Mickey says in this book is that this is an advanced book. And, you need to at least know the basic chords and your strumming and all that kind of stuff. And then on the first page, lesson 1, he says, okay, here's a list of chords that you should get to know. And he lists the basic, the G major 7, G major 6, A minor 7, A minor 6. And then number 6 is a D13 flat 5 flat 9. And this is the chord. So the interesting thing is when you look at this chord, this is actually the D string. It's the way that the chords are written in the book. There's no, I would tend to put an X where there's no string played. So it's kind of assumed that you take in this chord shape without playing that D string. I would look at this chord and think, okay, this must be the root note. That's kind of automatically an assumption. You look at that, and this looks like the 5th right there, and you think, okay, that's the 3rd, the major 3rd right there, and then this would be the 7th right here, and then that one right there, since this is a root note, that would be a sharp 9. Okay, so I would call this a G, looking at this, I would think, okay, this is a G7 sharp 9. But no, the way this is shown in the book is called a D13 flat 5 flat 9. So I just wanted to take a look at this chord from that perspective. I'm going to put these yellow markers back first, and then we'll go through these one by one, just so that we can see how this works. So let's see. If now we're going to think that D is a root note. The root note, this will be the D string, right? That's not played, and that right there, since this is the 4th fret, the 5th fret will be here, right? So that's going to be the D right there. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is use our understanding of these intervals that we've learned in the course, and we can see what notes these are going to be. So automatically you see that one right away there, and you think, okay, that's going to be our 7th. All right. Now this one right here, since that's not a D, it's actually a D sharp, right? That note right there we can understand is a flat 9. So we'll just leave that one right there as in the yellow. So that's going to be our flat 9. All right, then this one over here, if it's going to be a 5th, it's there. So this note here would be our flat 5, right? So we've got the flat 5 right there. We've got the flat 9 right here. We got the 7 right here. So now let's take a look at this. If that's the case, we should know that this is actually a 10th interval. If we've done the 10ths, we should know that that's going to be a 3rd. That's going to be our 3rd right there. All right, and then if that were a 7th, it would be there. If that were a flat 7, it would be there. But since it's here, that note is actually a 6th. So what's a 6th? It's a 13th. When you have a 7th already in the chord, it's the 13th. So that's how we get D13 flat 5, flat 9, which is right there. All right, I hope you found that interesting. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you get informed every time I put something out. If you like this, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the don't like button. If you have any comments, put them down below. And otherwise, I'd like to say stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you soon.